Hello, I'm Sarah Ball. I'm a first grade teacher at Roosevelt Elementary, and I'm going to teach a math lesson for you today. Before we get started, you'll need a few supplies. You'll need a pencil, a couple pieces of paper, and a deck of cards with the face cards removed. If you don't have a deck of cards, you can always make one by cutting up strips of paper and just writing the numerals 1 through 10, and I could just make a couple sets of 1 through 10. So today we are going to work on adding and subtracting within 20 using non-count by one strategies. This is a big first grade goal, and the reason we work on this so often is so that we can become efficient and flexible with our numbers. This makes us more accurate mathematicians. When we are counting everything by ones, it's easy to make mistakes, to count something 2 times or to skip a number. It becomes labor intensive, and we find ourselves having to fix our mistakes more often. So we want to be able to become efficient and flexible. Efficient and flexible does not mean that we memorize all the facts. That's not necessary. What we need to be able to do is anchor on a few strategies that we can use when we get to facts that we have not memorized. Memorization will tend to come naturally. There are some facts that we will memorize, and from there we can use those facts to help us solve other facts. So that's our goal for today. We're going to kind of flesh out some of these strategies that we've been working on so that we can continue to use them in more of the math games we've been playing. So to warm up today, I'm going to flash some cards. If you could tell me how many you see. I'm going to hold them quickly. Think about in your head, grouping them, how many you see. So did you say 13? Here we had a group of 10 plus 3 more, which makes the number 13. Try this one. Did you say 8? So many first graders will anchor on their doubles facts. They see 4 on top, 4 on bottom, and they know that's 8. And did you say 10? So here we can see in our model that we have 2 missing. So we have 8 and 2 more, and together that would make a group of 10. So learning those make 10 facts. So to get started, we are going to make a game board or an activity board. And it's going to look like this. So you're going to want to fold a piece of paper in half so you have it half the spot. And then just draw a line and make 6 boxes. And so we're going to be sorting some cards today into these boxes. So along the top, I've written the word doubles. Since we often memorize those quickly and we can anchor on our doubles facts, we'll put doubles. We'll put add 10. So many first graders quickly learn how to add 10 to any number to get those team numbers. So 5 plus 10 is 15, 3 plus 10 is 13. And then make 10. We have 10 fingers, and so we work hard on being able to make a 10. So we know that there's 6 and 4 more makes 10, or 8 and 2 more makes 10. We can anchor on that 10 as well. So some other strategies we've talked about are the near doubles, the use the make 10, or another fact that you might have memorized, so using a fact that you know, and then counting on from the larger number. And then there will be some facts that you will come across that you will just know, so we'll set those ones off to the side as your known facts. So I'm going to lower my screen down to the table so you can see what I'm working on. So I have my game activity board here and my deck of cards here. There's 2 different ways you can play. You can pick your cards and write the facts in. So if you want to use a pencil and write them down, that's one way you can do that, and that helps work on writing your digits and practicing writing your numbers so that they're not backwards or with reversals and things like that. So that adds another layer. Or if you're not feeling like writing today, you can just place the cards on as we go. So you'll just mix up your deck of cards, take the top 2 cards. You're not playing this against anybody. This is more of a sorting activity, and you're thinking through how you can try to solve these facts without counting them all by ones. So for example, my first fact, I have 10 plus 1. So that's a known fact for me. I know 10 and 1 more is 11. I'm going to set that one off to the side. I have a known fact. Here, I have 7 plus 6. So this is an example of a spot where I could use a strategy so I don't have to count on. This is very close to doubles. I know 6 plus 6 is 12. 7 plus 6 would be 1 more than 12, and that would be 13. So I'm going to put my 7 plus 6 in my near double pile. And again, I could write this down. 7 plus 6 equals 13, just as another layer to be able to work on this. So my next two cards, I have 5 plus 2. 5 and 2 more would be 5, 6, 7. So this one would be an efficient way to just count on. We can count quickly. 5 plus 2, count on strategy. So I want to remind you that there's no correct way to do this. People use strategies in many different ways. So the way that I think that I solve this problem might be different than what you're thinking. And so there are lots of different categories that these cards could fit into. So my next one, 2 plus 2, that's a doubles fact. That's 4. I'm going to put that in my double pile. And next I have 10 plus 8. I know 10 and 8 is 18, so I'm going to put that in my add 10 pile. Next I have 9 plus 7. So here's an example of one that you might use in different ways. So when I looked at 9 plus 7, I thought to myself that this is close to add 10. I know 10 plus 7 would be 17. So 9 plus 7 would just be 1 less than 17, which would be 16. When I did this with my daughter, who's also a first grader, she thought of this in another way. She knew that 7 plus 7 was 14, so she used a doubles fact. And then she added 2 more for that 9, and she said, well, 7 plus 7 is 14, so 9 plus 7 would be 2 more, which would be 16. So we both got the answer of 16, but we came to that in a different way. So I'm going to put this into use a plus 10 or another fact to help me solve that problem. Here I have 9 plus 5. Think about how you might solve 9 plus 5. So I know 9 is close to 10. I know 10 plus 5 is 15. 9 plus 5 would be 1 less than 15. So that's going to be 14. And I would put that in my use a 10 to solve that problem. So you just continue on. Again, this is just for you to work out how are you becoming efficient with these strategies. How can you become flexible with numbers? Maybe try it in a different way. Think of it in another way. If you have a grown-up or a brother or sister around, you can explain to them how you used a fact to help you solve the problem. Then you can always shuffle them up and play again. If you want to adapt this and play it a little bit differently, there are a few strategies you can do. So to make the game easier, using smaller numbers, if those numbers are more difficult, you could take out all the cards except for 1 through 5 and keep in your 10s as well. And then that will help narrow it down until you become more efficient with those facts, and then you can try and add in all the numbers. If you would like to challenge yourself, if you're finding yourself able to do these quickly, then you could add in the face cards, and you could have Jack be equal to 12, Queen could be 13, King could be 14, and then your aces, which we used as 1s, could be 11s. And again, you can use these strategies to see how you can sort those out as well. So thanks for watching, everybody. You can find more videos and past videos on math lessons on the KSPS website. You can also go to the Spokane Schools website and go to the Learn at Home section for other math activities to do as well. Have fun doing math.